If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed, and y'all shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener.
What happened?
Shout out to Neil.
Oh, no.
Took some bacon grease in the eye.
Bacon grease in the eye?
That's what it says.
Oh, Neil. Hopefully it wasn't too much. All right.
It's always Neil, man.
God. Zeal and Ardor is up next. Blood in the River. That's interesting. One of our kids was singing that song. Blood in the Water. All right. River has... this is from River again. River says, Zeal and Ardor, Blood in the River off the Road Studios session. Zeal and Ardor had been a band I've been enjoying immensely. And this semi-live performance in a studio is among my favorite of their recorded sessions. The German gentleman presenting them does a better job than I will. All right, that's it. Let's check it out.
All right, guys, here we go. Zeal and Ardor. Zeal and Ardor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, Blood in the River.
Blood in the River.
And Off the Road sessions.
Zeal and
Let's check it out.
Ardor. Give me those lyrics. Go!
Herzlich willkommen in den Off-the-Road Studios, wo heute, man höre und staune, traditionelle Gospelgesänge ertönen werden. Klänge, wie sie einst aus den geschundenen Kehlen der schwarzen Feldarbeiter Amerikas drangen. Es wäre durchaus hörenswert, hätte der heute anwesende Künstler nicht aus den ehemals frommen Klängen einen Bastard gemacht. Seine Gesänge nämlich preisen mitnichten den Herrn, sondern vielmehr seinen Gegenspieler, Satan in persona. Und dem nicht genug. Zeal and Ardor lässt auch noch Black Metal Infernos ertönen. Hätten die Geknechteten damals eine solch schauderhafte Musik vollführt, die Sklaverei wäre vermutlich deutlich früher abgeschafft worden, aus musikästhetischen Gründen. Wundern Sie sich nicht, wenn während seiner Darbietungen eine Ziege geschlachtet oder ein jungfräulicher Katholik geopfert wird. Sagen Sie nicht, Sie hätten von nichts gewusst, wenn Ströme von Blut von der Bühne fließen und es nach Eingeweiden stinkt. Nein, dieser Mann dürstet nicht nach Applaus. Einzig nach Ekel und Abscheu steht ihm der Sinn. Schonen Sie Ihren Magen und schalten Sie jetzt ab.
A good God is a dead one. A good God is the one that brings the fire. Good God is a dead one. A good God is the one that brings the fire. Good Lord is a dark one. A good Lord is the one that brings the fire. Good Lord is a dark one. A good good love is the one that brings the fire. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the holy.
Wow.
The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the holy. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the holy. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the holy. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the holy. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the holy. A good God is a dead one. A good God is the one that brings the fire. Good God is a dead one. Good God is the one that brings the fire. Good love is the dark one. A good love is the one that brings the fire. A good love is the dark one. A good love is the one that brings the fire. Man will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the holy. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the one that brings the fire.
Sustenance and joy to them that revolve about us.
The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the holy. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the holy. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints. Good God is the holy that brings the fire. Good God is red with the blood of the saints. Good God of the holy will run red. Good God run red with the blood of the saints. Good God is the holy that brings the fire. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints to the blood of the holy. Will run red. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints to the blood of the holy. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints to the blood of the holy. Will run red. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints to the blood of the holy. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints to the blood of the holy.
Oh my god. Oh my
I
god.
love this one.
Okay.
You're adding it right now.
Yeah.
This song, this one, I'll tell you, it surprised me when it first started because I did not expect it to
Jeez.
sound like it did.
Holy hell.
And at first I was like, what? With the lyrics. And then the more it went, like, I mean, I might have hijacked them.
I mean,
It's such a good song.
this song is incredible. Well, it's my current song of 2024. Like right now, this is a lead song for me in the year 2024. Like it's that good.
Wow.
Like I love it. It was so different and like very distinctly American. Like it was very like Shreveport, Louisiana. It's like,
That was oddly specific.
yeah, like it's that kind of move. When I was in Houston, there's a lot of shit happening. I mean, you think Chicago's bad? Holy hell, man!
Worse there.
But like, yeah, it sounded like from there, like that kind of music. I don't know what they call it. I don't know if it's not bluegrass, but it's something like really distinctly American. And then it's like folksy, almost like country. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
But like they turned that into something like that was insane. And then I love refrains like that.
which
I love like
the style.
You know, the repet. I'd rather be a villain than a victim or a martyr. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that line right there. The riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the holy. Like, yeah, chain gang cadence. Yeah, like that type of shit. Like that was hard, bro. That was really, really hard. Like it was so unique. It was such a unique song. It made me be like, damn. Like I want to get into the studio. Other thing too is like I want to. It's such an inspiring. Like that song makes me want to rap like hard. Like I want to put a verse on that shit. Like there's a lot of shit I could say with that.
I loved this one. So obviously when it first started out, A Good God Is a Dead One. I immediately was looking at from this perspective of
that's crazy. Legend has it that Zeal and Ardor got their start as a dare of the internet. When somebody wanted a satanic version of Negro spirituals. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Zeal and Ardor do the gospel Americana mixed with heavy metal. I really, 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 really like it. Really. Whether or not it's satanic. I mean, we'll get into lyrics in a second. But whoo.
Okay, so literally that's how I took it when it started out. A Good God Is a Dead One. I was like, that's the angle we're going. But whenever I get in these situations, like I don't try to do it. It just happens. Like I just start switching up the lyrics, and like this song really could be interpreted two ways. I mean,
the song could be interpreted 500 ways.
Right, but right. Yeah. I'm sure for you could talk about it for days. Years even. Okay, so a good God is a dead one, and obviously our God, Jesus Christ, he came and he died.
But the little thing at the beginning from the German guy translates it to Lord visible and sensible, of whom this earth is but a frozen spark turning about thee with annual and diurnal motion, source of light, source of life. Let thy perpetual radiance harden us to continual labor and enjoyment, so that as we are constant partakers of thy bounty, we may, in our particular orbit, give out light and life sustenance and joy to them that revolve about us.
How do we know that was the beginning? That's the second screenshot.
The one that brings the fire. The river blood will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the holy. I don't know, man.
Did you only get one? Right there, right?
Well, you sent me 3 of them.
There should be 2. It should start out A Good God Is a Dead One.
2, 3.
Well, I mean, I've sent multiple ones because we've done multiple songs, but...
What did you think of The Good God Is a Dead One?
Well, like I said, I immediately was thinking, oh, okay, this is, some anti-religious group. Like, they're like, God's religion. All they do is just bring bad. And the only good one is one that's dead. But obviously, what am I supposed to do with that? Jesus died, rose from the dead, and that is one of the things that makes him a good God. Like, he died for us to bring us to the Father. It was like, I don't know, it just fit really perfectly.
Well, no, yeah, that's the thing to me. It's like, when people try to mock Christianity or mock God or whatever, they always end up playing right into our hand. We agree, we believe in a good dead God.
Yeah.
He just didn't stay dead.
Yeah. And then a good God is the one that brings the fire.
That line is a line that had been used in the South for many years. Only good niggers are dead niggers. Right?
Oh.
So it's just like when we were watching Get Out, and they were talking about the deer, and the guy was talking about, the only good deer is a dead deer. That was a subliminal there.
Okay.
Because the deer in that movie was a stand-in for his mom.
Yeah.
And so, whatever. But that's just crazy. A good God is a dead one. A good God is the one that brings fire.
Okay, that one. A good God is the one that brings the fire. Again, I was thinking Sodom and Gomorrah. A lot of people look at the story of Sodom and Gomorrah and they're like, that was because of homosexuality. God killed them. But actually, God said it's a conversation between the Father and the Son. And Jesus basically tells the Father, I'm going to go down there and see if what I'm hearing about what's going on is actually happening. And then he goes down there. That's the same story, right? Or am I mixing 2 stories? Okay. So then he goes down, recognizes, but actually one of the major issues of Sodom and Gomorrah is that they were greedy and they didn't care about the poor. And so that was actually what ended up getting them murked really in the long run. but a good God is the one that brings the fire, because again, that was justice, like the fire that's coming. So for me, that was another line that worked. Team Christians, it works for us, that one too. Like he's the one that brings the fire, because we've said this before, and you know, pardon the kind of shocking language here, but you know, we used to say, like, if somebody had raped and murdered your mother, and then they were put on trial, and the judge was like, you know what? You said you were sorry, I'm just going to let you off. No problem. Like, nobody would say that was a good judge, because justice was not served. The only way for justice, for a judge to be a good judge, is that justice is served. But Christ had a way of bringing forth the justice of God, while at the same time pouring out his love on humanity. It's just one of the most beautiful, beautiful stories and depictions of love and sacrifice that there is. Obviously, it's the story that all the other stories are framed upon. But yeah, so a good God is one that brings the fire. And then when he said the riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the holy, I have always been drawn to and fascinated by the stories of the martyrs of Christianity, and the boldness and strength that they went to their deaths through singing, everything. And these people were previously terrified and hiding. But then after the resurrection of Jesus Christ, they get a newfound boldness where they then go and get crucified themselves. Peter even upside down, because he didn't want to be crucified the way Christ was. It's bad enough being crucified, but to go upside down, insane. And you know, these people died for not what they knew it wasn't a belief that they died for, just something that they were like, I believe that this happened. They were there. They saw it. They saw Christ resurrected. And that was what completely changed them. So when this part happens, the riverbed will run red with the blood of the saints and the blood of the holy. You know, it obviously, when Christ was dying on the cross, it looked like the darkest day for humanity. Literally, the sky was darkened. Crazy things were happening in the temple. Like, crazy stuff was happening all around. But like, the most seemingly horrific event in history was bringing about the greatest good ever. Because obviously, us being able to find our way and be back with our Father is the ultimate ending to the story. But that line to me it says that the blood of the saints, by the word of their testimony, that their blood, the blood of the saints, and by the word of their testimony, because they didn't love their lives unto death. That's how we overcome the evil one. That's how. So to me, like, that's just another thing. Like, yep, the riverbeds were running. You know, there's been a lot of times throughout history that Christians have been persecuted, and even the people around would know, like, okay, like Nero's fires. People knew that the Christians didn't do that, but what are they going to do? Fight Nero? You know. But in the end, like, it's these beautiful people, Perpetua. It's just amazing people, and their willingness to go to their deaths for what they believed in is just so inspiring. And when they were chanting it, and I agree, I do think that it kind of sort of sounded like that, like the different hymns. I can't think of
the Negro spirituals.
Yeah, there was one that people, Kumbaya, my Lord, like stuff like that, like where it's repetitive, and it was basically, to my understanding, it was part of how they survived working in the fields and stuff, was by creating these songs and singing these collectively. Is that accurate?
Agree. But, like, you know, a good Lord is a dark one. I agree.
Yep.
There it is right there.
Yep.
He's talking about Yahweh. He wrapped himself in darkness that covered him like a tent. He was hidden by dark clouds heavy with water. Yeah, like, there are times when God is presented as a dark, mysterious figure in the Bible. So his ways in the whirlwind, etc., etc. So, like, I don't know if these dudes thought they were being edgy, yada yada yada.
I know.
But see, like I said, like, Negro spirituals were really an exercise in irony themselves, because they were not singing those Negro spirituals in their native language, and they were not singing those the kind of art that they produced married Christianity and suffering in a way that obviously their white counterparts couldn't, because they hadn't experienced that type of thing. So, like, Jesus coming to liberate the captives, as it says in Isaiah, and all the rest of it means something to them that it didn't mean to the other people. And so it's like, the only good God is a dead God. Well, you know, the other side of that is a lot of our, how do I say this? A lot of our friends who are atheists have been given a version of history that is stereotypical, lazy, and untrue.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of our atheist friends truly believe that human beings were just walking around getting along. Then all of a sudden somebody created religion, and all these nice, well-meaning people all of a sudden decided to start killing each other because religion just killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, like, can we just look into some history of human nature and see that we've been killing each other from the beginning, and that we did not use religion to initiate killing each other. The earliest traces of religion, especially and the separation between church and state that we have, that ancient people didn't have.
Right.
A lot of times, religion was there to mitigate people from doing all types of horrible crimes to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And the argument was, well, I'm stronger than you, so why should I listen to you and not take all your shit and steal your wife? And the response is, well, yeah, you are stronger than me, and nobody in our little village can fuck with you, but you're going to have to answer to God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on the one hand, they'll say, religion is responsible for all this violence, and then they'll say, religion is a control mechanism. It's like, well, what needs to be controlled?
Valid. Right.
And are you saying that nothing needs to be controlled? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So modern atheists could say the only good God is a dead God. And like I said, I don't know what they're trying to communicate here, or if they're just trying to be edgy. But it's a hellscape, the world that these people play.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is like, I keep seeing these. Vinny listens to so much stuff. Like, he'll hop to 6 different topics in a singular night, like just listening to all these different things. So I was listening. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is because I don't want us to get sidetracked. But it was a group of people that are marginalized, I guess you could say, and they were working together on a Discord page. Like, they pooled their resources and like built this shit from the ground. And then a fight broke out, and then they're clawing at each other's throats now. I mean, the whole thing it's a madhouse, and I'm like, wow.
We're like mega late.
Yeah,
it's
this
like the demon mama destiny thing. That shit's like
I wasn't gonna say what it was, but
I mean,
yeah, but I mean,
when I first started, I started talking about abortion. Like, I don't know if you remember the first crew. They're like, talk to Destiny. I'm like, who is this guy? I was like, yeah, set me up. I don't care. I'll talk to him. I didn't know who he was at the time, but yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah, it was just okay. Well, now that you brought it up, it was just particularly shocking to me because the community itself is so small. If you're making up 1% of the population, then you really do have some motivation to really stick together to make sure that your voices can stay getting heard and stuff. But then here comes this interfighting, and now it's a big blow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's just evidence of more of the same, which we already know, is that people are born with a sin nature. Like, all of us are shitty. We've all done bad things. We all had bad things done to us. And so that's why we're all in the same place at the foot of the cross. Like, we all need Jesus. We all need that sacrifice because the judge is there. And we've all been the one that's on the seat, and he can't let us go by and still he can't be a good judge if he lets us go for all the stuff we did. Just like we talked about, before, if somebody did horrible things to your mother, like, if you let them go, if the judge lets them go without anything, they're a bad judge. So, yeah, it's just crazy that like everybody's there in the same place, and it's so like it's just repeated everywhere you go. Like, it's hard for people to get along. It's like people are violent to the core. I mean, that's why people are, like, we've got this whole thing happening. Kids are, what was that? How many years would it take if you did a funeral a day for these kids in Gaza? How many years it would take before you got to the end of the funerals? Like, my word, like, we have a problem. We have a problem as human beings. And the fact that we can go on our day, because we all know that if it was somebody we loved, we wouldn't be able to eat breakfast. Our portions would get smaller because you feel so nauseous that somebody that you die was stuck under the rubble, suffocating. But it's somebody over there, and we don't look at it as a war is war, or whatever phrases that we use to help us deal with the fact that we are participating in something. And I get it. I feel it too. I feel it. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, I feel so powerless to help these people. And then, we had that, the homie doing what he did. Man, it's just sad. But anyway, shout out to Jesus, who put a cross for us to be able to find ourselves at the foot of, to be able to get that forgiveness and to be able to get that life and to be able to find a way out of the darkness that we find ourselves in. So I am grateful to my dark Lord, Jesus, who has the darkness that surrounds him. And I can't tell you, like, this is another one of those songs where all of a sudden it goes spiritual, and I know that's probably not what the intent was, but it was a really beautiful song. I love the chanting like that.
I don't know. Again, it looks like replacing God with the Son as a God to worship. Because if you look at that prayer, scroll up a little bit.
Yep.
In
the middle there, right there.
Lord, visible and sensible. So the Lord that he's speaking to, he can see and can communicate with via his five senses, of whom this earth is but a frozen spark turning about thee with annual and diurnal motion,
source
of light, source of life, which is one of the reasons why in the creation account
I was just thinking about that.
You have light and life before the sun.
Yep.
And again, shout out to our atheist friends. Our atheist friends not understanding that there's a polemical strategy right there in the opening chapters of Genesis.
It's a contradiction.
Go, oh my God!
Right,
this was written by a caveman who did not know about the process of photosynthesis.
Let me fill you in.
Or maybe they knew more about it than you do as a modern person because they had to rely on those processes to fucking live. Because there was no Walmart to get their broccoli. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure the folks who read and wrote the Genesis account that has the sun being created after light and life would not have said, well, I guess the sun isn't important. The point of having light and life occur before the sun is to directly go against the number one God of human beings from time immemorial, which is the sun. You can see the sun, you can feel the sun, you can see the sun's effects, and you can rely, you think, on the sun on a cyclical level to get you what you need. And it makes a lot of sense for people to worship it, especially considering you can see it, but you can't touch it. It's so far away, but you can still feel it.
Yeah.
Right? Because you feel the rays from the radiation.
But we're modern people. We know that the sun must get its source of power from somewhere.
Seduct. It doesn't matter what sort of black hole you think our sun is going to create when it's over with. It got booted up somehow, right? And so the point is simply to say that maybe we should stop reading the Bible with biases like, oh, these guys are idiots. Maybe we could just say they're regular people like us and try to read it as a regular person in that time period. In that time period, the sun was everything for you. And so it's a revolutionary idea to say that your God can bring us light and life without the sun. As a matter of fact, the sun relies on our God for its light and life that it then communicates to us, right?
Yep.
So it's just, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these songs I could do 4 or 5 years worth of a review on because it's incredible. And I always feel like I'm shortchanging stuff, but I'm going to find a solution to that in season 3. I actually do have a solution.
You do?
Yeah, in season 3.
It's okay. You found a way for us to morph time.
Miss Mudd, there are songs still left for sure.
Yeah, we still have 2 more. Ex Dio is up next.
Finn,
okay, so what do you
give
this
really
one?
think that Jesus will walk the earth again at some point? Yes. I am certain that Jesus will walk the earth again at some point. That's what he said he would do. Mm-hmm. Now, when you say the earth, I would just put that as a placeholder because in the same way that there is continuity between a caterpillar and a butterfly, right? There is some sort of continuity. There's also stark contrast. And so the term that Jesus used was regeneration of all things. He's talking about the universe. And so there's a passage that says, it's in 1 John. It says, "Dear children, we are sons of God now. We're children of God now. And what we will be has yet to be seen, but we will know then because we'll see him as he is." Mm-hmm. So the idea is,
and we will know even as we are known.
Then that was 1 John. Know as I'm fully known is 1 Corinthians 15. Yeah. But pretty close, right? Same idea, same author. Most people think. Well, not most people think. I think.
Okay. Thanks for the tidbit.
Right. So anyway, go ahead. What were you saying before you interrupted me?
No, you were doing the verses. You will know.
Yeah. And so what is going to happen to our bodies finds its analogy in what's going to happen in the universe. Because the same words are used. The same words that are used, regeneration, things like that, for the human being. And that includes our moral transformation as well as our physical transformation and our aesthetic transformation. It's also used of the universe itself. And so when you say, is Jesus going to walk the earth again? Yes. But this earth will be in its butterfly form, and so will we when we walk the earth with him, if that makes any sense. We are in the chrysalis right now, right? That's the idea. Is we started out as a caterpillar, and then, when Jesus showed up, we got put in the chrysalis, and when this is all over, everybody's coming out as butterflies. And I know it's not the most masculine analogy I could use, but I find a lot of utility in that life cycle. The caterpillar kind of goes into this coffin,
Right.
and then comes out as something that is completely unrecognizable and worthy of all this beauty and celebration and mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I think God has hardwired into the universe, especially into this planet. The story is there.
Yep.
If we'll slow down and pay attention, the story is there.
Yeah.
Why do I believe that when I die, I'm going to get an upgraded body? Because I've already seen it. I've already seen the upgrade from a caterpillar to a butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
These things are here. Like, I've got categories. I've got ontological phenomena. I've got categories where I could say, that has happened, so this can happen by analogy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, Jesus is going to walk the earth, and yes, I'm going to be with him, and you too, inshallah. But what it means to walk on the new earth is something that none of us, it says, eye has not seen, ear has not heard, and nor has it entered into the mind of man, the things that God has prepared for those who love him.
Mm-hmm. And are called according to his purposes.
Well, that's Romans 8. This one is... Again,
I think I've been doing, you know what I've been doing? Those 10 hours of Bible verses that compile everything together.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah. Amy Lee is creatively obsessed with caterpillars and butterflies. That's what they call synchronicity. That's what they call that. But the butterfly is one of those beings that if you did not see it in nature, people would say is just a fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
People would mock you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
100%.
Tell us more. Oh, and it goes into a little petrified little thing, cocoon. Really? And then it comes out as a flying butterfly with wings. Really? We would say that that's the stupidest, most ridiculous magic.
Yeah, it sounds like unicorns.
Magic. And of course, the answer to that is it is magic, obviously. Just the fact that a couple people with glasses and white lab coats are assigning arbitrary syllables to the process of the magic. Now all of a sudden it's not magic, it's not. Man, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know how that shit happens any more than we do. You're just making up terminologies to describe these processes so that you can feel like you got your arms around this shit, man. Get out of here. Y'all don't know nothing. It's magic. And my body is going to transform just like them. This song's a 10 for me. I loved it.
Me too. It was a 10. 10, borderline 11, because it was a spiritual song, so interesting as it goes. XDO is up next, you guys. A Riv song again.
Look. So right after Amy post, right, and I said, yeah, Amy, that's synchronicity.
Oh my gosh, then Miss Mudd.
Miss Mudd says this feels like synchronicity. I was just listening to the song "Bigger Than the Whole Sky." One of the lyrics is maybe a butterfly flap that swings over in Asia. That's the butterfly effect that we talked about. It's in a song about a miscarriage. Exactly. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right, guys.
We'll be right back.
Commercial break. We shall return. to the deepest show on the internet, bitches. You heard what I said. You heard what I said. Deepest show on the internet. Show me a deeper one, dear listener. I'm just talking because I can't get this thing up here to get us to our commercial break. So that's why.
Oh, I'm gonna need
show
a time
scenes window. There's a scene window
There
commercial
it
break.
is.